Muy buenas noches to everyone. I hope everybody's doing well and as always enjoying family. And Tony, muchas gracias de nuevo for allowing me to get on your platform. Stories written by a current prisoner to share my stories. And before I get started, do allow me to thank you for, as always, your kind words and for the your sincere prayers that you send my way. They're well received and I wish I could show you guys my appreciation, but do know that I also keep you guys in my prayers every time that you know I reach out to the one above. But again, muchas gracias. Now to continue a little bit, as I mentioned a little bit ago, we ended up being in this Pinta o Penal for a little bit. But I want to kind of just sidetrack a little bit, kind of take the focus away from being in this spot for a minute and kind of touch up on a little dilemma or issue that happened on the calles that I thought it wasn't right. But that's just my thought. I just want to share it with you guys and see if I'm able to put something out there to the point that can be an eye opener. But anyways, for this story, I'm going to talk about old man Carbona or something like that, and Raul. They were uh, they were some old camaradas. They weren't Billies. They were just camaradas. They were out here in the terre, in the motherland, for a long time. So they had a lot of plugs, and throughout the years, they always, you know, stay grounded and always did what they had to do for the gente in the movement, to say it like so. And I got the pleasure to meet them a couple times on the outs, and they were all about, que se ocupa hacer, of course, they did it on their business, for example, let's just say, that you went and you bought it from a certain faction for, let's just say, a pound of whatever for $400 out here. You would try to beat that, for you just on the righteousness of being camarada or being gente. And maybe 380. It wouldn't be much, but regardless, he would get prices, when he didn't have to. In all reality, he was already out here. He could have been doing his thing, especially when he wasn't good with everyone. They, but you see what had happened. Well, first and foremost, let me say this. These two camaradas that were from Nela. Um, I'm trying to think what neighborhood they were. It's it's right near Tunerville. I know that, but I don't know, somewhere there, you know. But anyways, as I said before, when you're amongst camarada, you just, you know, you, yo soy boom 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 boom, all that neighborhood or said trip, and you don't do it to a righteous camarada. You introduce yourself as is. So anyways, throughout the cable or wire, a favor had been asked about. It has been asked about them. That basically the plug that you know the canales up on death row we're using had a little delay, or it was on it was on standby due to some issues that occur, but they didn't want to stop. Basically they wanted to keep going, so they wanted to know if they could have not the camaradas. They put it out there for everyone that were out here, that could do them the favor for a few months and just get some holly for them, so they were able to keep the wheel going till they went back to the gente they were used to doing. With. So again, there was a lot of us were busted at this time. Like I mentioned, Evo, he was up in the feds doing his thing, and we were over here in county, in Estatal, and we were so the camaradas took up on it, and the battles up on DR. They were what they wanted was basically eyes, crystal, meth. That's what that's what they were looking, to keep the ball rolling. They were looking to get some good meth. Now it was known throughout the people that were doing their thing that you know Omen Cardo and Raul, they had some good material, So basically, when we reached back out, we told them, we were in a spot where we couldn't actually get it done because we had to stay under the shadows. We couldn't come out on flow because there was too many birds on the wires, keeping an eye on us. So basically, they started doing their thing, and I believe they did it a couple times, once for the Ayala brothers, and I believe I believe a couple times too for Wedo, or as everybody knows him now, Eskimo. They did it a couple times, and everything was feeding, and I really don't know what happened, because there was different things put out there, For example, one said that they were being shorty, I think out of every pound and 8 ball, but they were earning 30, 40 pounds. So if you add it up, it's something, And some other people were saying that the material was getting there wet or moist, and which it could happen, because in the overs that get it across, accidents can happen, and it could get damaged. It's just part of. And but anyways, homeboy or the camaradas, the older camaradas, they try to make up for it a couple times. I know for a fact they put something in Ronnie and Hector's hands to make up for it. And it got squashed and put under the rug. And the problem arose when they tried to squash things with Eskimo. Because of those that know him or have heard of him, he's just one of those. That he's he's a strict vato. He don't like to get done wrong, and he's a set tripper. Let's just keep it real. He was always about his neighborhood and anything around the neighborhood. He set trips on. That's just facts. And it ain't gonna change just cause he got blessed. And these two older camaradas, they should have foreseen this. That it's always good just to sit down and really analyze an individual's career per se, to analyze before he even got blessed and after he got blessed what he was doing, and just make the decision to the point where, do I want to mess with homeboy, or just pay my respects and say I can't, I'm not saying cut him off and leave him on his own, just you gotta wash your skin at all times, it's there is no mistakes in this, you know. Unfortunately, once you start messing with righteous camaradas or pilis, is there ain't room for mistakes, you know. You make them and they could tell you looking at you, nah, it's firmes, camarada, todo está bien, you know. At the same time, they're striking up an appeal with your name on it, you know. It's just how it goes. And but anyways, not to make this video very long, they basically they put 10, you know, 10 good pounds in Weddle's hands, and basically to say dispenser wasn't on them. It was just you know, what got moved from one end to the next. It got moist, you know, which, you know, if you have the right people to work that, they should know, you know, how to take care of that, because it's fixable. Just say it like that, you know. But anyways, the camaradas, to, you know, to try to squash things with Billy, they ended up coughing up from their pocket, and everything was supposed to be cool, you know. And it wasn't like that, you know. Or the camaradas, they were from Dogtown. Yeah, they were from Dogtown. I remember now, because I remember the first one that Eskimo had removed was Spooky from Dogtown, you know. Those that know, Spooky was he was up in the mix a lot, you know. He had a big old suit on his chin, and he had the warrior chill on one cheek and the Tolteca chill on the next, and he had a dog pound on his forehead. He was he was in the mix for a long time, man, and that didn't matter to Eskimo. You know, the point was your older homies messed up. They didn't keep their word with me, which in reality is just, you know, it's just little headaches that happen in the business. You know, it's just everybody has knowledge of that. You know, it's things happen, but the camaradas try to make it right. You know, but anyways, they had Spooky removed first, and the camaradas knew where it was coming from. It was but at the same time they couldn't openly question the Billy. You know, that they knew it was him, and they knew that he was still angry about this, because Hector and Ronnie, they kept messing with him, because their plug wasn't back. But the minute this happened, you know, Weddle pulled out. He didn't want to mess with him no more. So that alone told him that, you know, he had some type of feeling towards it. And when things like this happen with someone that's so prideful, and you know, things happen, you know. Next thing you know, it was a cousin from Raul's, and a younger carnal from Cardova that got hit, you know. And that's when they went straight up and told, wait, what's up with this, you know? We have never done you wrong. If anything, we have tried to go on and past that, go on and beyond, you know, trying to make things right with you when we really, we didn't have to. But when you tell a tyrant, you know, they didn't have to make things right, it was basically you're throwing wood in the fire, you know. You're adding wood to the fire, and I remember they were getting at us, you know, like what's the correct way to address homeboy, you know. And the other Pilis as myself, you know, we didn't really know Weddle like that, you know. For us to even put our 2 cents in, and so we just said, look, just let him burn his steam out, you know, and he'll eventually will be forgotten. But you know, it's easier for people that are on the outside, you know. But when, because of them, is loved ones are getting picked up, hurt. and out of nowhere it was a little thing that happened between the uptown and a different neighborhood, and I think like 4 or 5 dudes were shooting at a car, and the vato from Dogtown was inside the car. The car wasn't even on, and homeboy to keep him out or away from the car, he started dumping bags. So in order for him to get out and punch, and Güero Escomo used that as he shot from a moving vehicle. So he greenlighted the whole neighborhood. Now, in order to take that green light off, he was asking for ridiculous amount of money and then jale, and he wanted four people hit from Dogtown, and that included these two older camaradas. I remember we're sitting back in the morning, drinking chanate and just taking laughs. I remember I'm with the old man from Bolo Heights, Richard and Tweety and a couple camaradas that were there, and we're discussing this, and we're saying like, man, this is some BS straight up, But at the same time, we were like, are you gonna tell him? You know, uh, Ronnie and Hector are still over here messing with him. They're not even telling him when they're there with him that you know, he's doing the camaradas wrong. So my advice is, you know, just let them deal with their issues. Which within time, the two camaradas, they were already on the hit list, because in order for Dogtown to clean that green light up, they had to remove these two camaradas, even though they were helping out. You hit Mexico, and they found out you were a solid camarada or a pili. They were always there. Hey, here's some feria, here's some work, and let me know what I could assist you and help you with. You got nowhere to stay. You know, I could give you a roof over here, put some food. They were feeding me gente. I'll just leave it at that. But as I stated before, is when I say things, I'm saying them in basis of I don't know, I didn't understand why I put up with it, why I didn't say nothing. I don't mean to put other camaradas or sureños on blast or even request of them to do something that I wasn't man enough to do when I was in that. Because I seen all these bros and all these things happen, and you know, I was one of those that put my head down and kept pushing. Like in this case, I knew it was wrong, but I didn't speak up for it. Yeah, amongst camaradas and even the couple pilis, we discussed it. We agreed it was wrong, but besides from that circle, it didn't move any. We didn't try to do anything. We let it ride out. So when I say, I don't understand why camaradas are being punked and why they're putting up with it. In all basis, I'm saying, I don't know why I put up with being punked and or why I put up with all the BS for so long. At least in my case, I put up for it for so long that when I finally just said, you know what, nah, hell no. I mean, look at it, it's too late, you know. At least in the sense that I ain't gonna be able to do anything besides. But there's no regrets. Regrets, I'm way past beyond that. I gotta look at what I have, and what I have right now is I have a chance to redeem myself in a higher power's eyes, and at least try to leave some good, which I'm trying. Every time I get on here and have these little conversations with my messed up life or the things that I seen or went through with you guys, I know it's something positive, even though there's a lot more people that look at it as negative, like I'm on here and I'm speaking on things that should not be spoken of. But for those that say that, put on the comments, and tell me why they shouldn't be spoken of. Just tell me why. For those that say, I'm a sureño, I'm a hardcore Southsider or whatever you want to say, that you're part of the Sur Unión de Raza or soldier under recognition, however you want to put it, you're not, man. You're not coming on here on the comments talking about I shouldn't be doing this. Why, man? Because I'm on here trying to open up camaradas' eyes for them to wise up, not let these people do this to them no more. They've been doing it since the 60s. It should be. I'm just one out of many that are out here trying to say. I'm not trying to say uprise and go against the grain or start a war with them. Nah, smart up and kick them to a curve. That's all I'm saying. Don't allow someone dictate your life or dictate your family's life. Because all that they're making, they're targeting families, and you can't even have a family member go visit you regularly because they're gonna start muling for them. Or, I mean, come on, wise up in that sense, man. I never had that, and it's all I'm trying to do, for the sureño raza and for the norteños, man. Wise up. There ain't nothing in that, nothing, nothing. Look at these camaradas, in their 60s, since YA doing their thing, all supporting the causa, the pilis, whatever, and then one pili got his feelings hurt. Didn't get burned, didn't get do wrong, because he still got his ale and some. But you touch his pride the wrong way and you're done. Family members were done. Your whole neighborhood got the blues. Come on. Does that seem right? Anyways, mi gente, I will continue with where I left off when I was in De Carranza, and I just thought I'd share you guys this story. It's just one of the many that when time came that I actually sat down and started, I want you guys to understand, when I decided to walk away, it was behind something real big. And it wasn't like from one moment to the next. I will get into that and you guys could tell me. And right after that, a month later, I had two brain strokes to the point that they almost killed me. So I literally was paralyzed in a bed for months and I had time to really sit down and, analyze every moment of my life to the point where I'm not on here to put blame on nobody but myself. Period. And I hope by the time I finish with my story, you guys could hopefully understand that and be like, hey, this vato spoke out of pocket, whatever, however you want to paint me as, but pendejo tiene razón, At least in some things, I know what the things I done, they ain't right. They have no forgiveness. That ain't my message, man. I ain't here to glorify nothing I did. I'm here to open that window to see how I messed my life, how I believed in something and ruined everything for nothing, That's all. But anyways, my gente, please do forgive me that I've been MIA from the comments and everything. I don't know if you guys could tell I've been really going through it, bad. But, God is great, So I'm able to get on here and conversate with you guys a little bit longer. So again, muchas gracias for you guys' prayers and for the time you take to hear my to hear me out, And I hope everybody's always blessed. Please stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. Muchas gracias y muy buenas noches. Oh, before I leave, gracias for supporting me and Tony on that other channel. We're gonna keep doing that. Just as I mentioned, I'm a little bit on the ropes right now, but gracias. I'll just say that. Gracias, buenas noches, bendiciones a todos.